Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back on another pregame live stream as the Lakers get set to face the Mavericks again today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Looking forward to this matchup. Obviously, they got the better of us a couple nights ago, but today we have a chance at some nice revenge since we faced the Mavericks, and unfortunately for the Mavs, no Kristaps Porzingis, no Josh Richardson. And for the Lakers, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is a game-time decision. So there are your injury updates for this game. Looking forward to it. Again, Anthony Davis, little quick update on AD. His body responded extremely well to the game last game, so they're going to ramp up his minutes to 25 is the limit tonight. So he's going to play a little more than a half potentially here. But I'm looking forward to it, guys. Very, very interested to see how the Lakers bounce back against the Mavs. And obviously, having hey, what's up, Danny? What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Having your boy AD go up to 25 minutes is truly going to help us, and we're able to see him for a little bit more than a half. So, it's very exciting. Appreciate you, Real Joe. No problem, bro. It's really exciting for the Lakers, man, that we're going to have AD and LeBron James update. Dum, dum, dum. You guys excited? LeBron James, King James, according to Adrian Wojnarowski on The Jump today, mentioned how he can be back maybe even as soon as next week or a week from now, which will land exactly where I predicted LeBron James, and I pegged him in between 10 and 10 and 8 games to return before the playoffs come back, which will give him way more than enough time to actually ramp it up and actually start getting his legs under him. So AD gonna go up to 25 minutes, and LeBron could be back as soon as maybe even next week. Very excited for that news, guys. You guys have to be excited, but we have to focus at the task at hand. Currently, we are 2.5 games above the Dallas Mavericks, which brings me to my next take. So the Lakers, 2.5 games above the Dallas Mavericks tonight is not necessarily a must win, but it would be nice if we could execute tonight and win and pretty much all but lock us into that fifth seed, right? Now, there's still a couple of games left, obviously, 13 games left in the season for the Lakers, I believe. And so with that being said, we are 2.5 games above the Dallas Mavericks and the rest of the Western Conference in the fifth seed. And we're looking to creep up. Now, if we win tonight, we could creep up within half of a game of the Denver Nuggets who lost the other night. So we're stuck between fifth and fourth, and I want us to end right there. It would be nice if we can go top three, but realistically, I can see us between fifth and fourth seed in the playoffs, and that's not a bad place to be. It keeps you out of the play-in tournament, and it has you in position to compete. So I'm very happy, guys. Very happy that we're starting to get healthy. I'm feeling extremely anxious to get LeBron James back, and I want to see if AD looks a little bit better tonight than he did the other night. Obviously, he struggled from the field, which is to be expected. And but let's see if he knocked off a little bit of the rust, got maybe another little bit of shoot around in, and maybe he'll be better tonight. John Doe, appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for the donation. And as far as Kristaps Porzingis not being there, I think this is a golden opportunity for the Lakers to really exploit the Mavericks in the paint. I want to see Drummond get more than his 8 points. I want to see Anthony Davis hopefully get a double-digit game. I want him at least at 10 points, maybe 4 rebounds in 25 minutes would be solid. Anything above that is exceeding my expectations due to injury. So, again, excited. We get to watch this game. AD's back, 25-minute restriction. LeBron James around the corner, and potentially no KCP. So that's the only downside to tonight's game. He went off for, 28, 29 points last game? So with no KCP being available, who else is going to step in? Maybe Ben McLemore, maybe Taylor Horton-Tucker, maybe Wesley Matthews, Caruso. Somebody's going to have to step up if he doesn't play. But again, as of right now, he is a game-time decision. Warren, he said 6 seed would be better so we can avoid Denver and Utah. Warren, I don't think we need to avoid anybody. If LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy, I don't know if you've been hearing the chatter, but they're not afraid of nobody. So I don't think they need to avoid anybody. Hey, what's up, Shine? Good to see you, girl. Anyone watching the UFC now? Nah, I'm not, man. I've been busy today, and I'm barely going to get this Laker game in. Just got home. So very excited for tonight's game. Again, Dallas Mavericks were 2.5 games above them. Keys to tonight's game, we can start talking matchups and everything. Well, with no Kristaps Porzingis, we got to make sure that that Max Kleber guy that wasn't in the last game doesn't become a factor. He can stretch the floor and do some things in the paint here and there. It's not really a really great player per se, but the Lakers, man. Every time the Lakers face an opponent, they tend to, no-name players tend to get out of hand. So let's watch it for him and Dorian Finney-Smith. We got to make sure that, we got to make sure that we don't let any of these guys get off. And then again, no Tim Hardaway Jr. So I'm sorry, no Josh Richardson. So we got to make sure Tim Hardaway Jr. doesn't get off. And, we got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. We had 16 turnovers last game, which is not too bad, but it's not great either compared to only 13 for the Mavs. So we ended up losing by 5 points? That could make all the difference. My brother said, Dan, I really love your show. Your takes are on point. It's like I have a spokesperson against those annoying haters. God bless you and your family, man. Hey, appreciate you, man. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Those are very kind words from you, my brother. And yeah, this is what the channel is for, man. We have to really swim against the current here because I don't know if you guys have been watching ESPN First Take and all this stuff. They're already giving up on my Lakers. Talking about we're not going to win the championship and stuff. I'm like, what? Oh, my goodness. All it took was one recovery, limited minute game from AD for them to determine that. That's what tells me that they really just say stuff for hot takes purposes. Even, obviously, Donut Boy, Charles Barkley said the same thing. He said he had the Nuggets. And I'm like, yo, why is he always picking the Nuggets? Is he always hungry or something? What's going on, right? But all I'm saying is, let the doubters doubt. All this is going to do is ignite a flame under our Lakers. We know what we have in this roster when healthy. Well, actually, no, we don't know what we have. But we had something great before the acquisitions of Ben McLemore and Drummond, and I feel like we're going to be a lot better off. We just have to come together, and we have to make sure that we get the chemistry on point and just get used to it. He said, Dan, do you watch Dennis on Twitch? I don't, Chris. Unfortunately, I don't have time. So, yeah, I haven't been keeping up. But I did see what he said. He said, Nets my backside, right? So I love it. I love the confidence. I like the fact that he's speaking up and just letting those bandwagon fans know you guys are tripping. It's Laker town. We're the defending championship. Everything has to run through us. People forget that. He said, I hope we can get Braun back before we face the Flippers on May 6th so we can shut up Skip Bayless. Here's the sad part. Even if we beat the Clippers, it's a good win, but it's irrelevant until we get to the playoffs. Skip Bayless has 1,000,010 excuses for when his teams lose, but when the teams he hates lose, he right away jumps the gun. And he said something really stupid the other night that we lost to the Mavs. By the way, we lost by 5 with a not so healthy AD and no LeBron James. And this man said that the Clippers led by Rondo are better off than the Lakers. Are you serious, bro? But again, I'm not surprised at this point. Skip has 1,000,000 excuses for his favorite teams, and he just likes to rag on the teams that actually win something and actually deserve respect. I don't know why he's weird like that. Prisoners of the moment, Dan. Absolutely, Rody. That's what we're here to look at the big picture, okay? We see the canvas. It's not all the way painted yet, but it has potential, right? You ever seen when a painter starts painting something, and at first it looks a little wonky because it's just the lines and stuff, but as the color starts coming in, as he starts putting in the textures, you guys ever seen it, right? Even the people that be drawing, right, at Magic Mountain, it looks goofy and wonky at first because you can see the lines. But you can't look at that and say, oh, this is going to be a whack drawing. I want my money back. No, you got to give these painters time to paint the full picture, right? You got to just let them finish and do their job before you can say anything, right? Same thing for the Lakers, man. Right now, it's the regular season. The lines are being formed. We're connecting the dots and all that good stuff. Once the color starts coming in, people are going to see the full picture, and they're going to see we're a force to be reckoned with. Because like I said, regular season basketball is good, but playoff basketball is just a different breed, right? Like LeBron said last year, we're built different. You can say it again this year. We're built for the playoffs. This team is built for LeBron to take over in the playoffs, along with a bunch of great sidekicks and role players. And that's what Drummond and AD are. AD being the sidekick, Drummond being a really good role player. And, Dennis, if he continues to play like he is, like he's playing lately, being aggressive, attacking the rim, shooting lights out, it's just going to add another element. KCP's been shooting lights out. I feel like they're starting to ramp it up for the playoffs, adding another element. We're going to need Kuzma to join the party. Tonight would be a very nice night. I picked him in a couple fantasy drafts because I feel like he's about to go off. He's had three games off, and I know he's still recovering from his injury, but no excuses. Let's do it. Let's get it. Lakers tonight. Let's get revenge for that other night when the refs were against us. So let's get it. Let's get it. He said the Knicks are hooping, 9-game win streak, 4th seed in the East. Very proud. And they were my dark horse in the East. I've been saying it all season. I feel like with Thibs, I said it early on, if you guys remember, I feel like that's going to be one of the surprise teams in the East. And so far, so good, man. But Julius has exceeded everybody's expectations. Not only is he playing like a superstar, but he's playing like an MVP candidate. And if LeBron doesn't get it, that's my other vote for MVP candidate because nobody had the Knicks in the 4th spot in the East with a 9-game win streak this late in the season, right? They're out here breaking records and doing stuff they haven't done in years. So I love it. He said, yo, Dan, did you watch the Mortal Kombat movie? Actually, I have my tickets for tonight. So don't spoil it for me, fam. I'm going to go watch it tonight. Did you guys like it, though? Those of you that seen it already? I see my boy Justice the Third has the Mortal Kombat AV, so I'm assuming you did. You liked it. DTLF, how many minutes does AD play today? Well, they have him on a 25-minute restriction, so it bumped up by 10, which is something that I predicted last game. I said they'll probably bump it up by 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll go from there. Eventually, he'll play over 30. But this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. 25 minutes for AD, that's a little more than a half. And so we're going to get to see more of what he can do. What's the update on LeBron? The update on LeBron Laker girl is that he could see the court maybe even as early as next week. So he could be a week away from returning. We're also hearing very positive things from the coaching staff for the Lakers, the training staff. So it's looking good, guys. I told you guys, give it, within 10 to 8 games left in the season, I expect LeBron to be back. He said it's fire, bro. Movie was lit. Neat part 2. For sure, bro. Say no more. I'm there, man. I'm sneaking in the popcorn. I'm excited, bro. I'm looking forward to it. He said, keep pounding, bro. He said, E-Dub, bro, checking you out. Hey, appreciate you, Eric. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Mortal Kombat, bro. I know some people didn't like it and some people liked it. But me, I'm not a hard guy to please. When I go to the movies, I'm not expecting something really complex from a movie like this. I'm not expecting like a super crazy storyline. I'm not expecting like, the greatest film budget and the best, virtual effects. I'm just expecting to have a good time, maybe say a couple of cheesy, corny Mortal Kombat lines and give me some good action. You give me those 3 things, I'm happy, Say a couple of jokes, I'm in there. I'm excited. So I don't know. The nerds are going to break it down and say, oh, it didn't live up to the Mortal Kombat name, whatever. But for me, I'm a simple guy. I'm just looking to have a good time. This is the first movie I'm going to see in theaters since last year. So since before Corona. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see it. 49ers Lakers. Appreciate you, bro. He said blessings. Let's go Lake Show. RIP Chick Hearn. Definitely, man. One of the best, if not the best commentators of all time. Looking forward to it, man. Look. I'm sorry. Did I say looking forward to it? No, I'm saying. I said I'm reading a comment while I'm answering another comment. He said Mortal Kombat should have been way better. I don't know about that, man. I have to see it. I'll be the judge of that. I'll let y'all know what I think about it the next time I do a live stream. So he said, although I'm both a Clippers and Lakers fan, I'm from LA, still here. I always enjoy your thorough knowledge of basketball. I've learned a lot too. Clippers and Lakers fan, brother? Why you gotta do that, man? I want to be nice to you because you just donated, and I will say thank you for that. So let's get that out of the way. And thanks for the compliment as well for watching my channel. But why you gotta go and waste your vision on the Clippers, man, when you could just enjoy the Lakers fully? I just don't understand the concept of rooting for 2 of the same teams. But hey, to each his own, man. To each his own. I guess you feel you need a backup plan. But see, when you're a diehard Laker fan, you just never need a backup plan. It's Lakers is do or die for us, man. You know what I mean? So I don't understand the concept, but you're respectful, so I will reciprocate the respect and thank you for the donation, my brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't get that, man. He said Lakers and Clipper fan? That's the first. He said flawless victory, brutality. Bro, I've been in such a Mortal Kombat spirit that I just copped the Mortal Kombat 11 on the PS5 that comes with all the skins and stuff. It is sick, man. Y'all haven't played that game. It's fire. So I've been getting myself in the mood to go watch this movie. He said, where do you think we will end up in the standings? I think somewhere between 5th and 4th. It's either going to be fourth or fifth, and I'm cool with that. I prefer fourth, so we can have home court advantage in the first round. But again, if oh, she's a female, okay, okay, okay. But that still doesn't change the fact that I'm a little confused. And thank you for the donation. I do appreciate you. That how you're both Lakers and Clipper fan like that. I don't think I've ever heard that. Like I talked to a guy who used to be a Laker fan and turned into a Clipper fan. I don't get that either. But at least his devotion is fully to one team. But you know what? I respect you. Thank you so much for the donation. You're very kind. And hey, to each his own. If that's what she likes, that's what she likes. He said, I'm a Laker fan because of LeBron. So you're a LeBron / Laker fan. Duly noted, bro. So LeBron will tie with Kobe for fifth. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, I want to ask you guys about this. What do you guys think of the whole Genie Bus situation? We had some weird fans. I think these are millennials or some new age fans that were disrespecting her for not putting Jerry West in the top five. Like, I'm sorry. I know she's a Lakers owner and everything, and I love her. But not putting Jerry West is not really a crime. First of all, he betrayed us when he went to the Clippers. That alone takes him out of my top five. Secondly, he lost more finals than I can count. So I'm not sure I'm even putting him in my top five. As much as I love him for bringing Kobe here and everything, he kind of has he's kind of injured his reputation with Laker Nation with the latest moves he's done. Right, going to the Clippers, kind of saying how much better that organization was with the Lakers. Like, what do you expect, Laker fans? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, Jerry West is not in my top five. No, he's not. You want to know who is on my top five? I'm gonna tell you right now. Kobe Bryant, number one. Magic Johnson, number two. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, number three. You have to peg in LeBron James. He's leading a new legacy, number four. And I have to put the Shaq Diesel as my number five. And I know I left off some good ones, but this is why it's your own personal Laker top five. It's your own opinion, and you have to respect other people's opinions. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get this hate for Jeannie all of a sudden. She's the queen. Bow down or shut up. You know, we got to show love and respect to our queen. For reals, for reals. Hey, Sabotage Studio. He said, fun fact. Before moving to Minneapolis, our Lakers started as the Detroit Gems. Really? Wow. Okay, that is a fun fact. I wasn't even aware, bro. That's crazy. You just educated me on something. So before moving to Minneapolis, we were a Detroit team. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, that was mind blowing. I'm gonna have to look that up. Make sure you're not yanking my chain here. But wow. Okay. Appreciate you, bro, for the fun fact and for the donation. Thank you, Sabotage. He said, just got here. What's the update on LeBron James? Update on LeBron is, according to Woj, he was on the jump, and they're saying he's progressing extremely well. He could see the floor. He could be 1 week away from returning. So that is huge news, and that pretty much aligns with the whole timeline that I had for him, right? I said within 10 to 8 games, I expect him to be back before the playoffs start. So, yep, he said, well, at least she's not a Boston fan. That's a fact. That's a huge upside. And she was polite about it, so I do give her props about that. I'm not here to trash anybody unless they're disrespectful. Personally, my thoughts don't align with yours as far as rooting for two of the same teams in the city. There should only be one team. Matter of fact, like the Knicks, they were chanting, F the Nets. They were chanting, go Knicks, right? After this 9-game win streak game outside of Madison Square Garden. I think that's very admirable because they're really showing their allegiance. That's really Knicks town. No matter what the Brooklyn Nets do, they're really always going to be the New Jersey Nets because the New York Knicks have been running that city, whether they suck or not. That is where the passion lies. Those are the New York colors, the orange, the blue. Those are Knick. That's a Knick town. So the same way, I feel the same way about this. This is Laker town. There can only be one. And that's just my opinion on that. He said DTLF off topic, but who's your favorite Mortal Kombat character? Oh, I haven't thought about that. It's between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, man. I don't know. There's something about that ninja suit with the powers they have and the brutalities and the viciousness of those characters that I hope they're vicious in this movie as well. Because I don't know, they're just so cool, man. And then Sub-Zero has always been a vicious villain in the whole Mortal Kombat series. But then you have Scorpion, who's kind of good, kind of bad, and his story is pretty legit. So those are probably my two favorite characters. But the whole Mortal Kombat theory is pretty dope. I mean, I'll never forget playing it on the Super Nintendo for the first time. My brothers used to hide these games from me, so I used to have to find them and play them behind their backs because they were so gory as a kid. And I remember being blown away by the graphics and just seeing all that blood on screen was just like, I don't know, man. It was fun for me to play as a child. Dan, the fighting is awesome, but everything else is really bad. Hey, I appreciate the opinion, man, but I like to see it for myself, you know. Nothing's gonna kill my hype. It's still Mortal Kombat, so I'm looking forward to it, man. But I'm not looking forward to the movie more than I am this game tonight, and we get to see AD out here. We're gonna get to see Anthony Davis out here for 25 minutes, so I'm super hyped for that before anything else. You said KCP is out. Ben will start. Thanks for the update, Omar. Appreciate you, bro. I haven't checked my timeline here, but I'm pretty sure you're right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So we get to see Ben McLemore in the starting lineup for the first time with the Lakers. That should be fun. That should be fun. Let's see how many threes he gets up there. One thing I did notice with AD is how much easier we're getting wide open shots. Same thing's going to happen with LeBron. So that's just going to be times 2. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Let's see. The Super Nintendo didn't have blood. Yes, it did. It did have blood. What you mean? I remember blood, clearly. Unless my memory is foggy, but I do remember blood on that and on the Killer Instinct. Wasn't it on Killer Instinct too? Or was it Colors? Was it just Colors? I don't remember. Is it you going to watch the UFC fight? You know what? I haven't even been up to up to date. Who's fighting tonight or what? I'm not even aware of who's on. Yeah, the Super Nintendo did have blood. There was a code you can put in. That's right? I remember. I also had a Game Genie. You guys remember what the Game Genie was, or am I too old? I remember putting it on the Game Genie, and then it was just fun to put codes in there and finish off the games you can never pass. So I'm so old school. Only the Sega version did. I had the Sega too, so I do remember one of them with blood. I do remember one of them. He said, what happened to Wesley Matthews? Wesley Matthews has been in and out of the rotation. I'm not sure if he's injured. I haven't really looked him up like that. But bottom line is Wesley Matthews has been inconsistent for us. But when he looks good, he looks good. When he's knocking down shots and playing good defense, I love what he brings to the table. Outside of that, I don't know. He said, R.I.P. Terrence Clark. Yeah, man, that was such sad news. And the fact that it happened here in L.A. that was heartbreaking. But, condolences to his family. Dan, I would like the Lakers to play the Clippers in the first round so we can put all this talk to rest about who runs LA. To me, Ricardo, I feel that. But to me, Ricardo, that talk has already been put to rest from the beginning. It never had legs. The only people that put legs to that are, I don't know. There's no battle for LA. There's one team has 17 championships. The other team doesn't even have a Western Conference appearance. So battle for LA, my ass, bro. I'm going to give you the same combo that Dennis Schroeder said, there's no battle for LA at all. Regular season means nothing. It's all about what you do in the postseason. Anthony, appreciate you, bro. He said, who's your top 10 NBA players of all time? Man, I love so many players. It's hard for me, but I'll give you some of them and in no particular order. Some of my favorites, obviously, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Kevin Garnett before he got to Boston. Basically, any player that ever had heart. I used to love Steve Francis. I'm a big Vince Carter and T-Mac fan right off the top. Who else? Derrick Rose, pre-injury, was one of my favorites. I think he would have been one of the GOATs had he never got injured, but he's still one of my favorites. So many. It's hard to, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James as of recently, Anthony Davis, just right off the top. But there's way more than that. I don't think I can have a list of 10 because obviously Magic Johnson's there. And some of the greats. I just love basketball. There's very few players I hate, to be honest with you. I'm a diehard Laker fan, but there's very few James Harden types that I dislike, just because I feel like they're just mucking up the game. I don't want to see James Harden flopping a million times in a free throw contest. So that, to me, is not good for the game. So I dislike him, even though he's very skilled, very talented. But, man, that kind of goes to waste with all the flopping. People are out here comparing Luka to him, but Luka still hasn't gotten under my nerves as much as James Harden. But, he's getting there. But nah, not quite. Especially after what he did to Clippers last year, I was a big Luka fan, so I can't put him in the same category. At least that kid has heart. James Harden just quit on his team to go join a super team. So until Luka Doncic does that, he's going to be one of my favorite players. He said, one player I do hate is Karl Malone. Oh, me too, man. Especially after what he did and disrespecting Kobe's wife. Yeah. Karl Malone is up there in my hated list. So, but there's very few of those. Obviously, I hate Larry Bird. I respect his talent, but I hate him. I think he's overrated. Honestly, they really put him in a lot of people's top tens. And as skilled as he was, last I checked, he only had 2 or 3 championships, right? And so, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Larry Bird or his play style, to be honest with you. There's a couple overrated players in history, but I just feel like obviously it's Boston. They're gonna overrate Larry Bird. We all know why. But elephant in the room. He said, "Are you more of a basketball fan? Do you like baseball or football? Are you more basketball fan, or do I like baseball or football? Yeah, I'm a diehard basketball fan. Number one, like basketball's up here for me. All the other sports get me excited, like down here. Football around the playoffs is up here, but baseball, same thing around the playoffs. I think the regular season's too long. I don't usually talk about baseball. I love the Dodgers though. I do tune in from time to time when I have free time. But is it Karl Malone? Is a beep Wilt? Oh, I never got to see him play, but yeah, I mean, his accomplishments were phenomenal, and he was one of the most dominants of all time. He said, number 1, Jordan, number 2, Kobe, number 3, Magic, number 4, Kareem, number 5, Hakeem, number 6, Wilt. After that, it gets a little bit hard. LeBron don't belong in the top 5 all time. I can't do it. Well, again, I don't think I have a top 5 all time right now. Maybe as I get older and I look back and I see, well, the generation back then was way better than the generation is back now, then maybe I would change my mind. But that's not the case, man. Talent is getting better and better. Like now we got suckers out here shooting half court shots. That never happened before. So it's hard to peg in a top 5 because somebody in the top 5 is constantly getting replaced by somebody new because of how great the future generations are. I'm old school, but I'm also new school. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a millennial, so I respect the past. I love the present, and I'm sure I'm gonna have love for the future. I'm not gonna be one of them bitter old heads that is gonna grow old and start hating on all the young talent. No, I love young talent, guys. The future of this league is in good hands with guys like Brandon Ingram, guys like Jason Tatum, guys like Luka Doncic, guys like Trae Young. The league is in great hands. The superstars of tomorrow are going to be just as great, if not better, than the current ones. So, with the Zion Williams of the world, right? So it's hard to put a top 5 because, like I said, there's constantly new talent coming in and impressing me. John Morant, super impressive dude. By the way, they haven't got a lot of credit, but their team is 32-30 in the tough Western Conference. From a second-year player leading his team like that, highly impressive. Reminds me so much of Derrick Rose before the injuries. I'm a big John Morant fan. And then Julius is getting up there too, as far as my favorite young core players. Like I said, the guy's not only playing like an all-star, he's playing like a superstar and he's playing like an MVP candidate. So he said, league always in good hands from past to present. That's what you got to love about basketball. God forbid they ever, ruin the game and add like a 4-point line or something stupid like that. That'll completely change the way people play. But, other than that, like the talent has always been phenomenal. Look, check this out, right? Vince Carter, high-flying, half man, half amazing, super exciting player to watch, posterized everybody. I was a huge fan. All right. Who's the modern version of that? Do you guys know who reminds me of Vince Carter so much? Let's see if you guys know who I'm talking about. There's somebody. He plays for the Charlotte Hornets. It reminds me so much of Vince Carter, man. It's insane how much the way he clocks back his dunks and he be posterizing everybody. He attacks the rim at will. He reminds me so much. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? For those of you that don't know, Miles Bridges, man, that's what I'm saying. Like every generation, there's shades of the past in it, right? Now he might not be as skilled with the ball handling as Vince Carter, but I'm talking about the amazing dunks, the high flying showmanship. It didn't get lost in the past. It's still there, and there's still flashes of it. And I love watching Miles Bridges just sky high and posterize people. It's really fun. Those are my favorite type of players, are the high flyers, man. Who remembers Xavier Henry when he was on the Lakers? I had high hopes for that kid till he got injured. But, man, that Xavier Henry was posterizing people too, man. It was really fun to watch. William Scott, he said, I want Denver in the first round to get us in a groove for Utah. That wouldn't be bad either, William, and appreciate you, brother. You're right. Look, if especially due to injuries, I wouldn't mind having a nice little warm-up first round team, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it because I know we may end up facing the Clippers in the first round. And I know a lot of people want it. I don't care who we face as long as we destroy. That's all I ask. I ask for this team to come together and do what thy will. They got to do what they must. And so I could easily see a team like the Clippers being a first round matchup and the Lakers bouncing them out first. I mean, nothing will bring me more joy. But if it ain't the Clippers, it might be the Denver Nuggets. It could be anybody. So, first come, first serve. That's the way we're going to roll out this year in the playoffs. He said, Hornets commentator, how do you do? I'm not a big fan of that. I like his enthusiasm and his voice when the dunk comes out. But then when he says, how do you do, and dumb diddly and all this weird stuff, it's like, what are you, Peter Piper? Relax. Just hype up the dunk. You don't got to throw all this extra stuff to let us know that's you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes less is more. That's the way I see it, right? Especially with commentators. They'd be doing all this extra stuff. Like, I love Walt Frazier, I'm sorry, from the New York Knicks. He's very simple, right? He don't throw a lot of extra yelling and stuff, but he's rhyming. He be saying stuff like swishing and dishing, and he adds some very interesting context and flavor to his commentaries. I also love Mike Breen. Mike Breen does all the, who will ever forget Kobe for the win, bang, so sometimes less is more. You don't need all this extra stuff that this Charlotte Hornet commentators, dumb diddly and how do you do? And like, bro, chill out. He said, you like the Lakers broadcasters? I do. I love them. I love the Lakers broadcasters. I kind of miss Joe Myers though, and Stu Lance. That nice little 1-2 pair was nice. I do like Billy Mack though. I don't have no problems with it, but I am biased. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to like all of the Lakers broadcasters. I used to like, do you guys remember Matt Money Smith on 710? I miss his commentary, guys. I really do. I remember as a kid calling as a fan and giving my input to one of his post-game shows. So, how ironic is it that now I'm hosting my own with 14K plus subscribers, so it's a blessing, but at the same time, like, it's crazy, man. I used to really like Matt Money Smith. I think the Knicks took him to New York. I think that's his hometown, and so he got a job over there. But man, I used to love listening to him when I couldn't watch the games and I was working on the road. I used to listen to his games on the road. So, yep, I miss Matt Money. He said, Dennis answered to one of them tweets of the Nets for my ass. Yeah, we already talked about that, bro. He said, Mike Breen is my favorite commentator. Mike Breen is so – the Knicks just have such a cool commentary, between Mike Breen and Walt Frazier, man. I love those two guys. I think they're the best 1-2 punch commentators in the league. And then secondly, after them, I do love my Lakers, Stu Lance especially. He's been around since Chick Hearn. Love him. And the thing I like about Stu Lance and Billy Mack is they keep it real. They don't gas players when they're playing wrong like the Clipper commentators used to. I remember one time my brother was tuned into a game. I'm like, bro, these commentators are horrible. Like, the old man almost had a heart attack. He'd be like, bingo, for like a layup, bro. It's like, chill out, So, yeah, I really didn't get it, man. I never understood anything about them. That whole franchise, the fan base, and the commentators were weird to me. All of them. Stu is funny. Stu is dope. Stu just like, he be throwing subtle shots, and he just says little jokes here and there, but I like it when he argues with Billy Mack sometimes. Like, Billy will say something, and no matter what Billy says, Stu Lance has to correct him one way or another. I love that. Like, he's so old school, bro. He like kind of bullies him a little bit sometimes. Have you guys notice that? But I love it. It's almost like he doesn't like him, but he does like him. It's almost like, yo, like, you're always wrong no matter what. Even when you're right, you're gonna be wrong. And that kind of adds a nice little dynamic and an interesting flavor to their their little communications. He said, I hate it when the opposing team's commentators talk about something else or sound disinterested when the Lakers make baskets. It's because they're haters, man. They are haters. There's plenty of them because I used to watch in League Pass. I used to hear it from different perspectives just to listen. And most commentators don't keep it $1.50. They try to sugarcoat or try to deny the greatness of the Lakers, right? So, ridiculous. He's a Laker fan checking in from Atlanta. We're everywhere. Absolutely. William? I love it. ATL, my uncle lives over there in Atlanta, Georgia. So That's what's up, man. Yeah, we got Laker fans everywhere, and it's a beautiful thing. It's just we take it over, right? One city at a time. He said, "What does it mean, the LeBron update?" Oh, if you're just joining, I'll give it to you one last time. I've been asked this question already like 5 times, but for those of you joining in late, the LeBron James update means that he's getting ready to return. Adrian Wojnarowski on the jump, he's probably like a week away or less or more, but like a week or so. So he's around the corner. That's all it is. The LeBron update, it just means he's. I don't know if you guys haven't heard about it. He's like a week away or so, according to Woj, who I trust. He's the only source I would report on. Him and Shams. Nobody else really. I mean, everything else you take with a grain of salt. None better than Chick Hearn. Grew up to that. Chick Hearn was amazing, bro. Chick Hearn was like, it's just a classic. It's just every, I grew up to it too. I remember as a kid just listening to Chick Hearn talk basketball. You just knew he loved it, like the passion that he used to commentate. Like the simplest things. Again, less is more for me. So slam dunk, stuff like that. Like it is his own flavor. He ain't copying nobody. He's just himself, man. And the little sayings he would say, amazing. So he said, I like how our Laker announcers get excited when other teams does something spectacular. They don't hate. That's what I'm saying. They keep it $150. They keep it like if you're a basketball fan overall, and like the other night, Andre Drummond got posterized by Dorian Finney-Smith. I was like, whoa, dang, he got him. Like you can't even, you know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, that's just trash, or you can't say nothing like that because that's hate. If you like basketball overall, if somebody catches your team slipping, you got to give it up, man. Just like many times we've been killed by certain players that say, hey, they were just good. Like the night after Kobe passed and we had that one game, Damian Lillard killed us, but I gave him his props. I was like, Mamba mentality. Came out here, made Kobe proud in his own way. And yeah, it hurt so bad, but you still got to give props. At the end of the day, you got to keep it, 150. He said, facts, our commentators are great. Absolutely, man. Our commentators second to none. But yes, I think those Nick commentators are probably the best in the league as far as consistent color broadcasting from a home team. So that's what's up. I appreciate each other. That's going to wrap it up for me, guys. I'm going to get ready for this game. Coming up at 5:30. I got about, 22 minutes to get ready. So I'm going to set everything up. And thank you guys again. Make sure you guys slap the like button. Thank you guys for donations, subscriptions, all that good stuff, man. You guys are the best. Lakers, Mavs coming up again. For those of you that just joined late, AD 25-minute restriction. So it got lifted to by 10 minutes. So that's good news. And then we should have LeBron pretty soon. So that's the updates. Appreciate y'all again, guys. I'll see you guys right here for the post-game recap. Make sure you guys keep it locked right here. And I'll see you guys right after.